So let's welcome Dr. Kelly Forbes. He's running for Lieutenant Governor.
Hey, thank you so much. Hey, and I love Oklahoma so much that honestly, if you don't mind, I would like to take a moment to salute the flag of Oklahoma. Please, if you don't mind standing. Also as an educator, this is what we do every morning as well, all right? I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. Thank you, I appreciate it. Please be seated. I wanted to start with that specifically because it says in our pledge that it's our symbols of peace that unite all people. And there are so many times that it feels like it's just for some people. And it's not for some, it's for all. Is that better? Thank you. My name is Dr. Kelly Forbes. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, raised in Henryetta, across the street from my grandparents' cattle feed store. Grew up in Broken Arrow where my grandparents raised me. Come from a divorced family, but my grandparents, they raised me in Broken Arrow. And I went to Metro Christian Academy, ended up going to University of Central Oklahoma, getting 2 master's degrees, yes, go the Broncos, and then a doctorate at Southern Nazarene University. And all that began when I was at Oklahoma City University, getting a degree in dance as well as in Spanish. I say that because growing up, I wanted to be a dancing bilingual veterinarian. I never thought I was going to get into education necessarily. However, it was through all of the service of my grandparents taking me out to volunteer in different areas, the service of my mom and my father also in the Army, my grandfather, Papa, for 44 years in the U.S. National Guard, the Oklahoma National Guard and the Air Force as well. It's been this whole through line of service that has really made me come to this decision and this conclusion. Am I going to sit on a patio somewhere and keep having these conversations? Or am I going to stand up and get on a stage somewhere where we can have these conversations together to change what we need to do here in the state of Oklahoma? I'm tired so much of knowing that we live in a truly fantastic, amazing state. So many amazing people right here in front of us right now. People often ask me all of the time, why are you running? Why are you doing this? And I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for us. And one of the best compliments my friend told me is that she said, Kelly, I feel like I'm running my own campaign right now, trying to support you and do this. And I said, that's what I want everyone to feel because it is your campaign. This is not about Dr. Kelly Forbes. I just want to be able to stand up and be that servant leader where I lead because I have been able to stop and listen and learn from you. As an educator, working all across all of Oklahoma and having worked in many different districts, beginning as a newcomer teacher where there are 11 countries and 9 languages represented, all the way to now as an educational consultant and having been a principal as well and being superintendent certified, traveling all across the state of Oklahoma and listening to all of our neighbors. Education is one of the only places where you can work, and you literally can work with your nurses. You work with cafeteria workers. You work with the educators. You work with parents. You work in the budgets. You work with federal programs. You work with your partnerships. You work across the board with everywhere and with everyone. And I've never stopped and ever asked, what side are you on? That's why I'm doing this for all of Oklahoma. But I'm doing it as a very proud Democrat. My grandparents used to always say that we were yellow dog Democrats, through and through. And I see some people recognize and resemble that statement right there. I think it's time, though, that we get over this idea of this fear. And I hate hearing that, right? And you had mentioned that before, is that people feel like they can't stand up and say something. My father was the Republican mayor of Skiatook. And he is so excited for this race and to be voting for a Democrat, his son, and believe me, if he didn't want to, he wouldn't do it. But my father, he understands this. We've been having these conversations. There are many people that I talk to who have been voting on the Republican side, and they are so sick and tired of it. I was on a phone call just yesterday, and they said we have got to get better with everything because everything that I voted for, none of that is happening. And we did not vote for us to be 50th in education. We do not deserve level 50 in our education. We can be a top 10 state, but also we do not need to have to be 49th, 48th in healthcare. A recent study I just saw, 51st in women's healthcare. And so people often wonder, well, why not run for state superintendent also instead? It's because education is the heartbeat. It is the backbone of all that we do, but that bleeds into everything. And so if we're going to make sure that we can really bring in businesses to Oklahoma, retain people here in Oklahoma, we have to make sure that we are having these conversations throughout everywhere, because who's going to come over if she is the CEO? Is she going to bring her child over here from another state whenever she doesn't have the right education for her children nor for her health care? No. This is why we have to make sure that we can continue forward in bringing all of Oklahomans together, but changing the dialogue and changing the conversation, and no longer being afraid and no longer being scared. This also feeds into the understanding about our complex histories and having these conversations where we understand that we are a great Oklahoma, but we have to be able to have social studies standards that explain the complex histories of our past. So whenever we have our people going out into the businesses, out into our other sectors, and even coming back into the field of education, that we're no longer afraid of having this. But I know for a fact that whenever I was going to school, I was not able to be taught all of the history that I should be taught, because we also didn't have enough funding, because we had people that were more focused maybe on sports and on the educational factor of this. And so here we were, circling our brains, trying to figure out what we can do to help all of our educators that we have right now, and therefore to help all of our businesses. And so we can't have it unless we have a real, honest conversation. The thing is, though, is that we have so much corruption. We like to go out and ask everyone, what do you think? What do you want? What are your issues? And then so many people have an agenda, they turn around and they're going to go ahead and follow that agenda anyhow. We need to be not just of the people, but for the people, and listen and learn and raise the voice of everyone possible so we can truly make a better Oklahoma together. No more corruption, no more fear, no more backing down, no more being scared. It's the time to stand up. It's time to embrace our immigrants. I am a European American. My family immigrated from here, from Germany and from Switzerland, even some from Argentina. And with that, we're also going to have the very first statewide, totally bilingual campaign in English y también en español. Será una campaña totalmente bilingüe para que podamos alcanzar a todas las voces de nuestras comunidades. We're going to do this so that we can really raise the voices of all of our constituents. And I mean this with all of my heart. I'm excited to serve. Again, that's the through line of my entire family, is to be a servant leader. It's not just to serve in education, which again, I feel like is the centerfold of all that we do. But it's to make sure that we are helping our rural areas, not only in education, but in healthcare, and making sure that we can create more small businesses, and making sure that we can also have an incredible time advertising the greatness of our state, but in fixing the problems. And so I am excited not just to be your lieutenant governor, but I also want to be just your friend. I'm your neighbor. We all work together. I don't have a ton of money lining in any of my pockets at all, but what I do have is a heart of service. What I do have is the time. I do have the energy. I have the will. I have the skill. I have the desire. And I know that we can bring all of us in together, because we need to protect our Medicare system. We need to protect our health care. We need to protect sooner care. But I'm in so many conversations where we have other board members in some areas donating tens of thousands of their own dollars, while we're turning around and we are begging some of our other U.S. representatives because they're taking away our money through Doge. And this isn't helping anybody. It's not helping any of our nonprofits. It's not helping, therefore, the services that we provide, and it's making people want to go away. We're not in a dance where we should be with our technology. We're not going where we should be with our education. We have doctors who are leaving our state who cannot provide that health anymore because they're afraid of losing their licenses. We have stoked all this fear, and I don't want us to be fearful anymore. I want us to be hopeful. I want us to be proud. I want us to be excited about this, because we have a whole lot to live for. We have a whole lot to do. But we have to stand up and we have to do it together. And I encourage you to please support all the candidates. If you want to run, I encourage you to run. We need to have options. We need to have choices. We need to get this fever going. Make it alive. Make it big. And we can do this together. And I'm excited that Gina Nelson is going to flip the seat. I got to work with her personally, and I'm so excited about this as well. And all I know is that whenever you have educators who can come in and who can lead and guide the conversation, change happens. It can happen. But what we have to do again is make sure that we can stand together, eliminate this fear, and stand for a stronger and better Oklahoma. I'm so happy to be with you all. And just again remember, this Oklahoma and these symbols of peace are for all people, all of us. And I am here for all of you, for all of Oklahoma. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, please help me help you. Again, to listen, to learn, and to lead. You can find out more for Forbes for Oklahoma.com. I would love for you to do research on me. Please ask any questions. And I also want to say thank you so much to Lauren Linus, who is the campaign deputy manager. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank our union workers. I want to thank our leaders. I want to thank people who have walked this path before me to help open up this space where I can be here. And I also want to say thank you so much to my partner of 12 years, Dr. Chris Colbert. He is someone who helps me through all of this and he helps around me. I know I just met you all, but listen, I don't have to know you well to know that I love you. I love you, I care about you, and I care about our great state of Oklahoma. And por favor, don't be afraid. Have your heads lifted tall and proud. Speak out, speak up, because there are so many people that need us. And even if your voice shakes, keep moving forward and know that I'm here to support you 100,000%. Let's go Oklahoma and happy Labor Day!